Hello lovelies! So if you are in any part of North America like me and it is August and it is hot as balls outside, but you still want to wrap, then you have come to the perfect tutorial because we're going to go through how to create this really beautiful sort of floofy, dramatic side bow wrap that still allows you to have tails but kind of keeps them off the side of your neck. Still allows some drama, but you can totally do this with a super lightweight, even silky scarf so that you can still look bomb, feel fly, but not sweat your face off the moment you go outside. So without further ado, let's make some bows together. All right, so to shorten my tutorials a little bit, I'm gonna try on the really simple ones where the steps are steps that I've gone over a bunch, kicking into them with the scarf already basically on my head. If you guys like that, let me know. If you do want to see the actual method of putting a scarf on my head from scratch, I'm totally happy to keep doing that. Definitely if it's multiple scarves and we're layering, I will always show you guys the entire process start to finish. But when it's a wrap like this, which is really like simple, you know, I'm gonna try leaving them on before we start the wrap. So let me know how you guys feel about that. Anywho, what you want to do is you can use a shaper. You don't have to use a shaper. This is entirely up to you. The weight of it is completely on the side here, so it lends itself well to no volume. Is put the scarf on your head, one end quite long, one end not quite as long, but like not super short either, just quite asymmetrical, and you want to crisscross them behind your head. So you really want to try to avoid double knots here, because I find for me, especially when it's hot, the more knots I have, the more difficult it is for me to wear the wrap. So you're going to crisscross and keep it tight. Now, this scarf, as you can see, this is from Wrapunzel. The name is escaping me, but I will link it below. But it is completely sheer. So it's just a sheer black panel with these sort of paisley decals. So it's really light, also very slippery, and you don't feel like you're wearing a scarf. But the nice thing about a scarf like this is, this particular tutorial rather, is it works really well for these kinds of sort of slippery, lightweight scarves, which is why I wanted to recommend it, especially for a summer wrap, especially with something like this, which is so translucent you feel like you're not wearing it, but that means it slips and slides a lot. So what you're going to do, you're going to crisscross, you're going to take this end here and stick it in your armpit, because it's really important to keep the tension of the crisscross back here. Because the scarf is so slippery, it kind of wants to relax and give way and kind of flop. So you need to make sure that that doesn't happen, that it's still nice and tight. And then you're going to take the longer end and you are going to fold the ends in just like you would. This is basically a beginner's look, it's just a little modified. But you're going to put the ends in like so, and then bring it up and over. Now you can be really particular about how this looks. You know, you can try to pleat it, you can try to do whatever you'd like with it. I'm pretty not fussy with these kinds of scarves because I find the silky, slippery ones, they kind of do their own thing. It can be hard to make them listen to you, so leave our stress levels down. And then all you're going to do, just like you do beginner's luck, you're going to bring the short end that's still back here around and through, and you're going to tie it, but you need to tie it pretty darn tight. As I fail. So it's really important when you're doing this to keep tension on the knot, which is why you sort of have to pull it, keep tension on the knot, pull it through sort of a little bit at a time so that you don't let any of that tightness from the knot go. Perfect. Okay, so now this on beginner's luck is where you stop, right? You've got your side knot and you kind of leave it. You can totally leave it like this, but obviously when it's hot, we want to get this off of our neck, and this is where the next step is great. So you're going to take your knot, you can tie the knot down here. This is what I do because it's more flattering for my face, but you can totally tie the knot up here if you want this like really dramatic side bow that's a little further up. But you're going to take your two ends that are now nice and tied on the side, and you're going to make a bow. So I always try to start by making quite a big loop with my finger and then wrapping the other one around it so that I've got something to hold on to here when I'm pulling the other little loop through. And that's important because you really have to keep tension during this entire process. The knot is not going to be tight, but it's going to stop the silvery scarf from flying away. So what happens when you've, made the loop and made a little bow, you'll see is you've got these two sort of sticky out bits and then your floofy tails. So now we need to kind of rearrange the bow so it looks a little bit more uniform. So what I mean by that is to take the ends, which you can see here, and just sort of like manipulate them a little, pull them down on the bow so that they stick out a little bit less. And then you're going to take the bow itself and floof it up. And that just means taking the fabric and kind of pulling it out of that tight loop it's found itself in on both sides. So you're making a floofy little bow, like so. And then what you're left with is this super fun, really sort of floofy, really pretty bow. This is one of my absolute favorite summer wraps because I love tails and I love drama. And I love having this awesome fluffy bow here. But as you can see now, this has kind of brought the tails off of the side of my neck, and it makes it a little bit easier to go about my day, still having the floof, but it's off my neck. The scarf is really lightweight, and even though I am wearing a Wendy Shaper, it doesn't feel too hot. I feel like I can still go through with the rest of my day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think I'm just gonna call it a side bow, summer side bow wrap or something of that nature. And if you do something fun like this, definitely tag me, let me know, tag me on Instagram, any of my social media. I really look forward to seeing your creations for this very simple and very fun wrap. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, definitely before you leave, hit that little subscribe button and the little notification bell so you never miss any content. I'm always putting up fun and fantastic tutorials, and if you guys have any questions or you want to see this done a different way, 2 scarves, whatnot, let me know in the comments below and I will deliver. So thanks so much for watching, lovelies. Bye!